Welcome to my video. I wanted to kind of share an update with some of the things that have been going on in my life with certification and career advancement. Currently, just a short update. I just got my CCNP on Friday, which was May 8th. There were some things that I kind of noticed that I keep kind of coming back to when I talk to my students and I mentor individuals that I really wanted to kind of highlight because um, currently I'm also teaching a Net Academy class on CCNA. And it was an interesting experience to kind of go through getting my working on my CCNP while I was teaching the Net Academy class to students, because then I could give them kind of pointers on their journey and what kind of things they're going to go through. Sometimes, I mean, I've gone through it before, but it's definitely better when you're kind of experiencing it at the same time on a different level when you're teaching your students. So the first thing is that with my CCNP, I got incredibly fast from the first day of the encore exam that I took up until I got my CCNP, which was completing two exams. That was 78 days. And it took multiple attempts. I can't, every time I look for videos on, tips and individuals say, well, I got my CCNA and CCNP in this quick, or whatever. None of them bring up the fact that they took the exam multiple times. Maybe they didn't, maybe they did. It doesn't really matter to me, but I think it's definitely a good idea to be transparent. The only thing that I can guarantee with everyone who takes the CCNP exam currently in 2026 is that all of us that obtain our CCNP exams, our CCNP certs, or any other cert, are all human, right? And humans have different struggles and different problems and different issues. Um, you know, from trying to sell your wife on or a spouse on trying to get explaining why you want to get such a certification and the investment into it, to just kind of finding time because you really don't have a lot of time to get things done because maybe you have some personal things going on. But we're all human. So it's important to kind of highlight those facts that it does take multiple attempts sometimes. And that's not a bad thing. The bad thing is that if you take your exam and you get your score report and you never look at it, then you're missing an opportunity. When I got my score report back, the first thing that I did is I took the time to review it and go study those technologies. I also tried to recall some of the some of the exam questions, not for not for the ability to go learn those questions and answer them correctly the second time, but to know exactly where I struggled on this specific exam. Um, but yeah, so for Encore specifically, Encore was okay. And Narcy was definitely, there was a lot of self doubt. Like, when am I going to, be able to achieve this? Am I ever going to achieve this? This is a struggle. It's a pain. It sucks. I don't want to do this anymore, type deal. But the ultimate goal is for me to get my CCIE. So, um, you know, there's a long path ahead, but the CCIE is going to take a little bit longer because I'm going to really, you know, process the knowledge a lot more so I can become a better expert. Because the goal is, if you would have asked me, um, you know, 10 years ago, I would have said the goal is to get the cert. And it is to get the cert, to get your foot in the door. But the other goal is to also master the concepts and the information. Uh, Nowadays, with artificial intelligence and different types of study techniques and things like that, employers are very interested in asking and finding out if you actually know the information on the certification exam that you've taken. I have probably about 15 to 20 certifications, 10 of which, maybe 5 to 10 of which, if you ask somebody, what certification should you get for, specific areas, one of those, most of those would be mentioned. Um, but, some of them I remember. Most of it's Linux and networking. Some of it I don't. I have my PMP and I've had it for years. I have my CISSP. I know a little bit about my CISSP, but it's been, 4 or 5 years since I've studied for it. So I've definitely been out of the game. So yeah, so we've kind of highlighted a couple things. My exam, I did it relatively quickly compared to a lot of other individuals. That's not a flex. That's just how I do things. I get very hyper focused on things and I get just do it. That's not for everybody. If you could space it out, believe me, I wish I had your superpower to space things out because that's what would make my life a hell of a lot easier. Uh, Second is multiple attempts. It took me multiple attempts. There's not an issue with that. Like you, if you want to be successful in this industry, you're gonna have to go take the certification. If your employer is paying for the certification for the first one, and you fail it, then if you don't go back and retake that exam, even if you have to spend your own money, you're you're wasting an opportunity because there's a conversation that's had in the there's an imaginary conversation that I have in my head when it comes to sitting in on job interviews, and an employer says, "Oh, well, are you? Did you get your CCNP?" No, but I took the test a couple times and I just couldn't get it, but I got really close. They're not going to hire you in most cases, especially if the customer requires it. If the question is, "Did you take your CCNP?" and it's like, "Yes, I did." Do you have to tell them that you took it? Each exam more than once? No, you don't have to. You could share that information if you want, um, but you don't really have to. Um, but if you take the exam and you fail it and you don't go back and do it again, you're I think you're just kind of losing that opportunity and missing out on that income. Okay, so other than that, this is just a quick video, kind of highlight some of the things that I've noticed and some of the things that I was struggling with while I was taking my CCNP, and kind of celebrate the fact that I got my CCNP. Next is CCIE, CCIE infrastructure specifically, and then I'll probably move on to another CCIE certification as well. Thanks for watching my video. Please like and subscribe. I think I got like 41 subscribers. I really don't maintain this channel as much as I should, but I'm really trying to get back into it. For those of you who are wondering, as kind of like a bonus, why I don't maintain this channel, I don't, I don't like clickbait. I don't like, making videos that kind of get people to like click on things and make it look all cool and whatever else. I don't like that. I just like to share my experiences. And I'm not a network chuck. I'm not a, one of those people. I'm just an individual, a regular guy that likes to share my information with individuals, and that's kind of a detriment to my YouTube channel, but that's not why I do this. It's not an income. If it ever becomes a source of income at that level, then that's going to be a hard conversation because I don't want to have to end up doing some of the things that the other individuals have to do to get their likes and subscribes. I'm just not there. Uh, anyway, you can hit me up on LinkedIn. I'm going to post this on LinkedIn. I'll put my LinkedIn in the chat. If you have any other questions, if you want to reshare this, please do that. Yeah, thank you.